and welcome back. Today we're going to start Fatal Frame 3, The Tormented, out of all the Fatal Frame games. This is the first one I ever played, and I think it's still my favorite. I don't know if it's that nostalgia thing where you always think the first one of a series that you did was the best. But I love it. It's got great characters, great story. I'm going to play on... Let's see, when I did Fatal Frame 4, I did on easy, and it was kind of too easy, so I'm going to try normal. I actually have a few saves on here already, but it's like the character's so overpowered, it's too easy. So we're going to go for the normal experience. Maybe let's see if we can make Tecmo Football for Project Zero, so it's called a game.
Should we get going?
I heard this house was haunted. Too bad it's not.
Rumors are just rumors. I'm gonna load these up.
You?
Where am I?
Alright, so now I've got control. But the first thing I have to do right away, under options, is switch this. So if you guys saw... no, you didn't, because I didn't record it yet. But, during Fatal Frame 2, you have to play with the analog stick backwards, and what that means is, and I'll bring it up right now, when you bring up the viewfinder, like this, to take pictures, the only setting in Fatal Frame 2 is they swap what the analog sticks do. So instead of right being aiming like this, right moves your character, and then left analog stick controls the camera. It's super confusing. I had to get used to swapping which thumb did which stick, so I put my right thumb on the left analog stick, and vice versa. It was the only way I could play the game. Luckily, the game's only like 10 hours long, so it wasn't too bad. Heavy breathing. What is that? I'll have to go around to see. flap on the floor? I don't like the look of that. Must be freezing in here. It was snowing. Oh, where did he... Oh, that way. Oh, I definitely missed that shot. So I'm not going to be able to get all of the vanishing ghosts in this one. You unlock not too far in the ability to automatically aim at a ghost that pops up. The first time through, you have to kind of do it yourself. Oh, I missed him. Even though they're clearly on that shot, counts as a miss. This is as fast as she runs, by the way. A mirror, we can take a look at ourselves. Of course, the hallways are all so random, looking like it's a maze. Is that the ghost stuff? Creepy. Some snow's falling in. It's kind of pretty in a way. Oh, Jesus. Oh my god. Okay. It got real already. Gotta get away. That guy's got a hatchet. And this is just a camera. You can't use it to fight off ghosts. Luckily, ghosts don't go through doors most of the time. To aiming the character at the ghost first, and then bring up the viewfinder, because the viewfinder's a little bit slow.
Stay here forever.
Oh, didn't get any points for that. You went this way. I thought he was dead, but here we are. It looked like he went this way, so maybe... There he is.
Wait! There's still something I need to say!
That was a good picture. Alright, let's track him down. So you can say that last thing you need to say. I don't think that's you. Hello. That looks bad. Oh, that looks worse. Your skin's like rotting. Gross. Is that her eyes? Oh, she's fine. Ugh. Your wedding ring's still on.
Are you okay? Oh, it was nothing.
Oh, if you say so. Ooh. Bad daydream. Nice bamboo forest. Got a cup of tea going. Feeling comfy in the dark room. study the picture and... Oh my gosh. You really was in the picture. Oh, and now instead of having a daydream, let's have a regular dream. It's snowing again. It's gotta be cold. I like her simple, pretty design. And a great shot. Entering the spooky mansion, wearing your heeled shoes. Fatal frame 3, the tormented. So unlike the other ones, this one is all about sadness, regret. Very powerful emotions, but it's really enjoyable. Sad, but in a really good way.
This place is...
Power on the sign. Locked right off the bat. Nice animation on that cloth. Some space, some jars. Can't see anything in these jars. I guess not. Old chests on top of straw matting. Seem to be full of nails and chisels. Ugh. Straw matting, I say. Oh, swollen with moisture. Can't open them. Something covered here. More jar. I wonder if that's a normal... Like having jars stored in little spots like this. Old candles and things. Something inside. Oh, medicine. There we go. I actually paid off searching those things. I was just doing it for atmosphere. This place is such a weird like, who puts all those dresses in the main thing? It was on the corridor on the other side of this wall. Carefully open the door while letting the next room load. Oh. I tried to take a picture of it. That was too fast. It was the lady that was all blue. Oh, something reflecting light. It's a piece of paper or something. It says, "It's not my fault. I didn't choose to survive." Okay. Eerie. Anything in these boxes? Old Japanese chest. Maybe a storm for disused furniture. This whole place feels like that. Clock on the wall, so they clock technology. Japanese chest, ink boxes, lacquer's peeling. Another Japanese chest, towels and clothes. Nothing to get too excited about. I like that little bit of editorializing there. Nothing too exciting. Don't worry about it. Basket on a cupboard. Kimono inside a chest, something a young girl might have worn. Oh! If this were Phasmophobia, this would be a ghost interaction, right? Get a couple stars for that? That the ghost knocks something over. Oh, sealed by some strong power. Could have sworn I was supposed to go this way. Stuff is happening. Well, we got some items. Such a weird layout. I've seen this before where, like, you just have these rooms that are separated by those thin doors. Like, so that you can make it a big room if you want, or you can make it a small room. Gotta make the most you can with what limited space you have. Oh, narrow hallways always makes me feel uneasy. And it's all... Oh! Child. And again, who lit these candles? I always ask that. Let me check. Alright. What kind of files do I have? I just have that. I have a picture of you that I took in my work assignment to that abandoned house. Was you there inside that manor? He seemed to be. And a scrap of paper I found, I guess, in that same manor, so this is the same place in my dream. Shaky hand, it's not clear what it means. That's a fact. But I guess I don't have a list of, okay, I have daughter at door. That's the explanation I got. So these other things are not pictures of anything. Girl in hallway. Lattice woman. What a great name. Immortalized as Lattice woman. And the turned back man. Okay. Reminds me a little bit of when we played Fatal Frame 4. The dad who had his back to Ruka all the time. Maybe this time I'm not Ruka. That better not be my dad. A hearth room. So I love the design, like even small country houses in Japan. Oh. Did I get you guys? There's two of them. Ah, they're gone. Well, it was, I mean, it's showing up on the picture. Take a look. It's definitely ladies in there. It's an old pot hanging from a hook over the hearth. It looks like it hasn't been used for a long time. So in old-style Japanese homes, this would kind of be, like, I'm talking old, like, feudal era. You'd have homes like this, where maybe it was just one big room, and everyone kind of hung out here. This is where the action was. This is where the cooking happened. It was warm. Part of me would like to visit a place like that someday and have some kind of old-timey experience. What it would be like to live in a place that was maybe not as haunted as this place is, where you have lady ghosts staring at you and men with their backs turned to you, just ignoring you. Because that post is right in front of that stair. Pickles. Barrels with stone the size of a human head. It smells like, oh, it's dye. Someone was dyeing something. I thought it was pickles. So much fun in this house. You can sit by the hearth and you can dye stuff. Some old bowls, but they're broken. Strangely shaped Japanese chest. But I can't open them, of course. Oh! I got that one. It's another lady. She didn't look transparent, though. It's a different camera from the one I've been using. It looks really old. Something's reflecting light. Camera obscura. It's an old-fashioned bellows camera. Some kind of occult markings and chased metal cover the whole body. It still looks to be in good condition. I had to look up what chased metal is. It's when you create like a three-dimensional like relief kind of a shape by hitting the metal with a hammer to create a texture. There's some old-fashioned writing carved on the back. Camera obscura. Maybe that's the name of the camera? Camera obscura literally just means dark room. The original camera obscuras were literally just rooms that were dark that had a hole in them, so that you could, a tiny bit of light from the outside could pass through the pinhole, and then on the opposite wall of the hole would be sort of projected an upside-down reversed image of whatever was directly outside. For a long time, people couldn't preserve the images that were on the wall. You could kind of trace them if you wanted, or you could draw them. It wasn't until the invention of film that making use of that kind of optical phenomenon was made useful. So I can do stuff with the camera. I was already doing stuff with the camera, so these are save points. So I'm going to save. I'm going to do a new save. I'm going to do save 5. Those ones with the red outline were completed games, or New Game Pluses. But this one we're starting fresh. Some dying equipment. A lot of dying going on in here. Not to mention the other kind of dying, ghosts. Oh, a noise. Someone's hammering. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna change his camera angle, sometimes the controls get weird. So get used to me running back and forth a lot. A hole. It's been opened in the wall and the sound is coming from there. A girl. She's hammering.
Who's there?
Okay, my heart was beating. I hear a noise. The filament's red. In most of the games that means there's a hostile ghost, so... What the... That was weird.
Stay back. Go away.
Hello? Oh, she disappeared. I think I got her, yeah. She is totally blue. She doesn't want to see anymore. What is she seeing? Maybe if I blast her with the flash of the camera, she'll lose her vision. She'll be blinded. Oh. Alright, I think 1,000 points means I got them both. What do they want? They're just kind of like staring at me. And all I'm really after is finding you. I don't really... These girls are not really my business.
Have you seen
Him? Turns out it's nothing. Maybe I spooked it by turning so fast. Freaked the ghosts out. Yikes.
Where did he go?
Huh? Ugh! It's a child, and it's a ghost. Which is scarier. Don't touch me. Alright, you can battle now. Battle with, I don't know how hard this is gonna be on normal. I didn't do anything. Doesn't seem like a combo or anything. Too soon. They were all about. Alright. So combat gets more exciting than that. What's going on now? But that was basically how it goes. Legs. The other ghost didn't have legs. This lady has legs.
survive. I should have been taken. I didn't survive because I wanted to. I had no choice. If I had just had Marius, I would have. I didn't survive because I wanted to. I had no choice. So if I had died with everyone else, yes, if I had died with everyone else, then I would.
Are you all right?
Other one.
She's so scared. Her skin. That blue lady. Her legs are all discolored now. Just run away. She's gone. Whoa! Finally, making a break for it. She's gonna get you. She's really scared.
Let me sleep forever.
Whoa. That's right, the whole thing was a dream. What's happening?
Ray? Is everything okay? I heard you cry out. I was worried. You've been having so many nightmares lately.
What? I'm fine.
But
I just had a bad dream.
Oh, that was a bad dream. But was it all just a dream? Well, let's get our day going. So, a great feature of this game is the notebook. So we'll take a look. I felt a sharp pain in my shoulders when I woke up, and for a moment I thought I could see some kind of bruise on my skin, but when I looked again, there was nothing there. Maybe that was just a dream. I wasn't motivated enough to find out much about the place before I went. All I knew about this abandoned house was that it was supposed to be haunted. What was behind the strange daydream vision that I had in that house in the snow? Was I just worn out, still scarred by the accident, or are the rumors true? Was he really there? The ruined house I wandered in my dream the night I got back after my vision on that assignment. Something about it reminded me of the haunted house where I saw you. It seemed too real to be a dream. Daydreams, visions. Maybe I'm just tired. My fiancé, you are so. He was an editor who worked on books of folklore, philosophy, and anthropology. We met as students. He was the opposite of me in every way. Quiet and kind, like gently falling rain. Like a soft shower that washes everything clean. He passed away 2 months ago in an accident caused by my careless driving. For those of you who played Fatal Frame 1, Miku Hinasaki was the main character of that game. She was the younger sister of Yu's best friend, who was the first playable character in the series. She lives with me now and works as my assistant. I haven't met her brother. Yu told me she had lost a relative in an accident, aka the first game. She helps me out in all kinds of ways, not just with work. She's cheerful and hardworking. If not for her, I don't know how I would have made it through after Yu passed away. Thank you, Miku. There's also the kitty, Ruri. The woman who appeared in my dream of the manor, her whole body covered in a blue tattoo. She came closer and I ran away before I knew what was happening. All I remember is an intense fear. I can still feel her cold, stabbing fingers on the back of my shoulder where she touched me. It's hard to believe that it was only a dream. I apparently already wrote all of this down. The mother and daughter who appeared in my dream in old-fashioned kimonos. They were looking for someone, calling out in sad voices to him. Who could they be? Alright, I'm going to explore the house a little bit just to give you a sense of who this character is. Here's an 8-tape I want to listen to now. On this shelf I keep my photo books and newspapers. Miku bought most of the photography books for me. She's got a good eye for these things. But most of them I've hardly even glanced at. On the shelf is a camera I never used before. I used to enjoy using this camera back in the days when I used to take pictures for fun. Very sad. There's several handmade scented candles on top of the desk. Miku, of course, made them. She probably made them especially with me in mind, but for that reason I can't bring myself to light them, so they just sit here, unlit and unused. Does she keep any notes on her desk or anything? On the desk are a sketchbook and an appointment book Miku made for me to keep track of all my work assignments. Squeezed into the corner of the page is a handwritten warning, don't work too hard. Maybe I have been working too hard since that day, but that's the way I prefer it right now. My clothes are thrown carelessly into the closet. I've never been a tidy person unless I make a real effort. Things soon got like this. Miku must not have seen it in here yet. She would never have left it in this state. Just cram everything in there, who cares? Pieces of my work are pinned up on the wall. There are more scenery shots now than there used to be. I don't really feel ready yet for projects that involve taking pictures of people. She makes her life as a professional photographer, and yet can't take pictures of people.
Good morning, Ray.
Morning, Miku. Yu's room. Ever since the accident, I try not to come in here unless I have a good reason. This is Miku's room. Even if this is my house, I don't really like to go into her room without permission. I know Miku wouldn't care at all, though. Good morning, Ray. It looks like it's gonna rain all day today, too. You don't have to work so much this week, so why don't you try to relax? Ray, you've just been working too much lately. You were woken up by a bad dream this morning, not to mention what happened when we were out collecting data the other day. Data? What does that mean? Anyway, let's try to take it easy today. That reminds me, there was a letter. It's addressed to you. From Kay. Dear you, sorry for not writing for so long. How are things with your fiancé? I'm continuing my investigation of the urban legend. Like I thought, my niece's symptoms bear many similarities to the strange disease associated with that urban legend. I think most of the story is groundless rumor, but I've heard there was a psychiatric study done. If you have it, I'd like to see it. Maybe it'll provide a clue. I'm taking a break from all my other work to devote myself to studying the urban legend, and I'd like your help. According to the documents I've studied, that camera I sent you is apparently a rare camera obscura. Given where I found it, it may have some connection to the missing people in the urban legend. If you hear anything, please tell me. Regards, Kei Amakura. And for people who recognize that last name, the two main characters in Fatal Frame 2 had the last name Amakura. It's from Kei Amakura. He's written several times before. Have you still not told him about you? Camera obscura. I wonder if it'd be in user room. I've never met him personally, but he was a friend of you. He used to write from time to time. You seem to have known lots of people, both professionally and privately. According to the letter, he and you were doing research into urban legends. Maybe the camera obscura was somewhat connected with that. I really should tell him about the accident. Let's continue clicking on things, and then I'll go deal with whatever stuff. Oh, I went too fast. The light drizzle's been falling for several days. There's something comforting about the sound of rain, the way it seems to envelop the whole house and everything in it. I agree with that. We decided against having a TV in our own rooms and bought a bigger one for the living room instead. I hardly watch it at all these days. And here's Ruri the cat. Sometimes you can pet him, but when he's sleeping like this, he doesn't want to be pet. This shelf's where I keep my old video cassettes and books. Stuck to the refrigerator door on my work schedule, a calendar with the supermarket discount days marked on it, and post-it notes with recipes on them. Miku cooks all the meals. She seems to enjoy doing chores around the house. I don't know what I'd do without her, really. Tableware is kept inside the cupboard. Used things are kept clean here, too. The sink is cleanly polished. This feels more like Miku's place than mine. Miku hardly ever asked for anything, but she begged me to buy her this microwave. It wasn't cheap, but we've been eating all kinds of new things since we got it. No thanks to me, though. The only thing I use it for is heating up instant meals. Large oven range with a 4-burner stove. I was determined to get the most out of it when we moved in, but in fact, I've not used it at all except for boiling water or fixing a simple meal. This is the dishwasher I bought for Miku. I thought it would make life easier for her, but she hardly ever seems to use it. Lacquerware and fragile plates damage easily if you wash them in a machine, she always says. From here you can look across the counter and see the whole of the living room. A real mom's eye view. This is our entrance, a little tiny Genkan. Miku's low-heeled shoes are under the shoe rack. If we cleared away used shoes, there would be plenty of room for all of Miku's. But we haven't done that. Front door's kept locked. Since that day, I don't leave the house unless I have to for work. So I love the way that the faint light pierces the curtains and shines through into the entrance area. I really like the way Rei is characterized here by her little interactions with her house. I can see my face reflected in the mirror above the wash basin. Maybe I've lost a little weight again. There's no one in the bath. Even when I'm busy, I like to soak in the tub every day. Recently, though, I've just been taking showers. Miku takes care of washing the clothes too. It's a real help. I've never been good at housework. She's been complaining these past few days that she can't hang the clothes out to dry because of the rain. The clothes chest that Miku brought with her from home. Inside are Miku's kimonos and the funeral mourning thing that I've worn just once. As well as cushions and bedding, the closet's full of used old books, still where we left them when we first moved in. I've never looked inside them. I guess they must be something to do with his work. Use altar. So we have his little memorial stone. We've got his votive picture. Some offerings. I don't know what the book is about. And I'm sure that scroll says something sympathetic. We use this space for storing the cleaning things and other tools. Some of these cardboard boxes haven't been touched since we moved in. Oh, Ray, you're such a mess. Oh, check out this room. This was supposed to be a storeroom, really, but they put a sink in so I could develop my pictures here. So I have my own little dark room. I don't have any film that I can develop now, though. I knocked on the toilet door, but it looks like no one's inside. We never go in that room. Now that I've explored the house, so that's really the whole place. There's not really anything else going on here. Let's see if Miku has anything to say. I guess not. Like ignoring each other. Jogging through my own house. Oh, camera obscura. Could it be the same camera I saw in my dream? This is a great scene.
Ray, may I help you with something?
Oh, I just wanted to ask you.
A thin ray of sunlight comes through the drawn curtains. It's always raining here. It's a powerful sentence. It's always raining here. Whenever I hear the sound of the rain, I can't help thinking back to what happened that day. So for Ray, the rain means that time, that day. nothing in there, I guess. Used clothes are still hanging inside his closet. I decided not to tidy them away. Once they were in boxes, I knew they'd never come out again. The bookshelves are full of volumes of folklore, philosophy, and anthropology. They're all books you used for his work, or ones that were published by his company. There was a time when I used to be interested in them, but it was only a passing phase. There are typed and handwritten letters on the desk along with several books. I've hardly touched anything in here since that day. I just can't bring myself to tidy everything away. Oh, there's a notebook left out on top of the desk. Maybe somebody was in the middle of working? Many of the urban legends classified as Lost Village are modeled on real incidents, such as a village was ruined when one villager massacred the others. They're often an amalgamation of well-known actual incidents, legend, and oral traditions, so they're just a clump of random things. Settings, such as the isolated mountain village, or bygone customs like night trysts or ceremonies, often act to trigger the incidents themselves, and these in turn become the motif for urban legends. The reason for the popularity of urban legends may lie in the notion of the view of the country from the city, or the modern bias toward the ancient. To people in the modern city, the village is the wilderness, and those who live there are, quote, different. Perhaps that scorn or fear finds expression in the urban legend. For that reason, the setting of the legend must be the isolated mountain village. Further bygone customs are attractive elements that end up acting to provoke the incident. So this is almost like the writers of the game saying, the reason that we pick these kinds of things is because people like urban legends. The reason people like urban legends is these feelings that we have towards things that are not part of like the civilized world. They're not part of the modern world. As a case in point, there's the story about the area around the Minakami Dam where Maya went missing in Fatal Frame 2. The Lost Village. In the mountains of the Minakami area, there was once a massacre in the so-called Lost Village. Years ago, on the night of a certain festival, there was a great massacre, and the village disappeared from the map. Only one woman survived, who happens to be, if I'm correct, one of Miku's ancestors. If you walk in the forest where the village once lay, there is a small guardian statue, and if you continue, like in the beginning of Fatal Frame 2, you'll come to the shrine gate that forms the entrance to the village. If you should pass through the gate, you will never return. On the night of the massacre continues in this village, where day will never break again, and a woman's horrific laugh rings throughout the village. Next, we have the Manor of Bizarre Murders, where the same tragedy recurs. Its scale is smaller, but generally speaking it resembles the pattern of the village, as it's made up of elements based on true incidents, which is a reference to Fatal Frame 1, which had the subtitle based on a true story. It's not based on a true story, it's based on a legend. Below is an example of this. It has to do with Mafuyu's disappearance. Mafuyu is Miyu's missing brother. The House of Mutilation. In the mountain area of Himuro, there remains a manor where years ago there was said to be a massacre. There have always been vanishings in the nearby forest, and many of the spirited away are said to end up in the manor. Their corpses have been found both hands, legs, and heads severed off. So that was a summary of the first game, where Mafuyu goes to this manor, and then Miku comes searching for him. One more example is the seemingly related Manor of Sleep urban legend that I'm researching now. The Manor of Sleep legend was picked up in various magazines in the 1960s, but incidents with very similar characteristics can be found here and there in older media. This newspaper is from the early 1900s and is of no relation to when the Manor of Sleep legend was taken up, but the background of the spirited aways and those people's later conditions bear many similarities to the Manor of Sleep urban legend. I'm still investigating, but these incidents may trace back to the 19th century, and I've seen legends in several folklore books that may have become the basis for the Manor of Sleep. House of Sleep, eh? Maybe this is what Kay was asked to investigate. So I add a well-organized notebook on urban legends to my file. An old newspaper stuck in the notebook. a series of vanishings across region. According to sources, before dawn yesterday, a mother and daughter who live in Myojin village went missing. The missing are Makie Kutsuhara and her daughter Kozue. Since last year, the two have been searching for Kutsuhara's missing husband. The two reportedly wandered the mountains nearly every day. The informant says, "I hadn't seen them for several days, so I went to visit them. There was no answer, so I went inside, but they were gone. I only saw some black soot-like marks." Ugh, I got cooked. Similar disappearances are being reported across the area, and some are calling them spirited aways. So, what happened? Did they get burned or something at their house, or did something burn and they ran away and they didn't come back, or did they disappear while searching? According to the notebook left on his desk, Yu was doing some research for Kei Amakura. His notes are full of accounts of old urban legends and newspaper clippings about disappearances and people who were spirited away. Just checking to see if there's anything there. Weird computer. Typed in handwritten letters. Ew. On the shelf are a letter and a camera similar to the one that I saw in my dream. Looks like this letter's from Kay also. Dear you, during my research on the Manor of Sleep urban legend, I finally made it to a certain deserted village lost even from the map. I found this camera in a huge abandoned house near that village. My niece Mio, the main character of Fatal Frame 2. When Mayu disappeared, she caused you a lot of trouble, so you probably remember her. Saw this camera and she was scared stiff. I wonder if it reminded her of that unspeakable incident. For now, I'd like you to take care of the camera. You know about antiques, so could you look it over for me? I don't think you'll be able to reach me for a bit, but I'll contact you. So let me know what you find then. Regards, Kei Amakura. Could this camera be the same as the camera obscura I saw in my dream? The title card says it is. This one's older than the one in the dream, and the inscription on the back is illegible, but even so, it does look pretty similar to the camera obscura. When I tried to push the shutter button, there was no response, so it seems like it's broken. There's still old film inside, though. Film looks pretty old, but it doesn't seem to have been spoiled by being exposed at all. What could be on it? I wonder if I could develop it in the darkroom. An old camera etched with the words camera obscura. I found a camera like the one I picked up in my dream in Yu's room. Apparently Kay sent it to him. Is this the same camera I saw in my dream? I mentioned in Fatal Frame 4 that the camera in that game almost acted like an ally. Like it was trying to help you, and it knew that its mission was to defeat ghosts, help you solve puzzles and things. I don't remember how much it's like that in this game. Bright colored roll screen hangs over the window. Okay. Here I still use my regular camera. Whoop. Oh.
It seems like you're having a lot of nightmares lately. Are you alright?
I think I'm fine.
It's raining again.
This is my favorite quote.
It's raining again.
Because she says it so often when you talk to her. In real life, I've gotten in the habit. When I notice it's raining, I'm like, oh, it's raining again. Sometimes my friends do it to me, too, because they know I like saying it so much. And if rain kind of symbolizes Ray's, like, regret about that day, then every time she says it, it's like saying, you're sad again, aren't you? Are you still depressed? So I have some underdeveloped film. An old roll of film from inside the camera obscura. There's definitely something on the film. I wonder if I can develop it. And You might recognize this picture. An image has appeared of a crying woman, just as I thought. I must have taken this during that dream. So somehow I used a camera in my dream, and it produced film that was left in the camera in Yu's room. It's so impossible. The camera obscura, that abandoned house, the picture I took in my dream. Maybe if I investigate this woman, I can find something out. But this whole situation just got really crazy. We're now able to take pictures of things in your dream and develop them in real life. Hey again. Miku, about the woman in this picture. I was wondering if I could get you to try and find out as much about her as you can. Anything's fine, really. Yeah, well, this is a very old picture, so I found it in Yu's room. It's okay if you can't find anything out. There was just, I don't know, something about her.
Understood. I'll let you know if I find anything.
Oh, Kitty wants something. Night has fallen. If you click on the bed, you can go to sleep. There's a camera over there. It's now on my desk, so you can now use it to save. Okay. So, I think we'll stop the episode there. When we come back, we'll go to sleep. We'll see what happens when Rei returns to her manner of sleep. Thank you for watching, everyone.